I still remember the day I received my first salary like it was yesterday. I walked out of the bank and I could literally feel the warmth of that money in my wallet. On one hand, I felt freedom. I told myself, all right, this is it. But at the same time, strange questions started appearing in my mind. What am I supposed to do with this money now? Should I pay my rent? Should I close my debts? Should I save it, or should I reward myself after all that work and buy something nice? And do you know the funny part? We spend years in school. We go to university. We start working. But nowhere does someone sit down and say, listen, this is how you manage your money. We were always told, work, produce, earn, spend. Okay, but how should we spend it? How should we save it? How should we invest it? Those questions were always left hanging in the air. At least for me, they were. We learned the mathematics of many useless systems, but when it came to the mathematics of money, everyone went silent. If your situation is similar, you are not alone. Money comes in, but there is no system. There is a plan, but nobody applies it. You earn money, but there is no real financial control. So today I say this, let's break that cycle together. In this video, I'm not going to give you those unrealistic get rich from the stock market tricks. Instead, I'll share 7 simple financial rules. They are clear, practical, and powerful. Honestly, I wish someone had told me these in my early 20s. Let's start with the first rule. There are people who say, I only spend a little money every day. It's nothing. That's exactly where the trap begins. Those small daily expenses may look harmless, but by the end of the year, they turn into a monster. This idea is often called the 300 rule. It simply means this. A tiny amount you spend daily multiplies into a big number over a year. Let's do the math quickly. If you spend just 10 lira a day, it becomes roughly 3,000 lira per year. Now imagine spending 50 a day. That suddenly becomes 15,000 a year. And the sad part is this. If someone asked where that money went, most people wouldn't even remember. Daily coffee, eating out, small, why not, purchases at the market. Individually, they feel tiny, but together, they silently destroy your financial freedom. Financial freedom usually doesn't start with earning huge money. It starts with closing small leaks. Even a tiny hole can sink a huge ship. Now let's talk about the rule of 72. Many people invest money, but they have no idea when their money will actually grow. If you ask them, when will your money double? Most will say, I have no idea. That's where the rule of 72 helps. It's extremely simple. Divide 72 by your annual return rate and you'll know how many years it takes for your money to double. For example, if your investment grows 8% per year, 72 divided by 8 equals 9 years. Your money doubles in about 9 years. If the return is 12%, 72 divided by 12 equals 6 years. This simple rule gives you something powerful, clarity, because when you invest without understanding time and growth, you can wait for years and still feel disappointed. The third rule is the 50-30-20 rule. Spending money without a plan is like driving without a navigation system. You just keep going and hope you'll arrive somewhere. This rule makes things simple. 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% goes to wants, and 20% goes to savings or debt repayment. Needs include things like rent, bills, and transportation. Wants include eating out, entertainment, new clothes, or hobbies. And that final 20% is the part your future self will thank you for. This rule doesn't just control your budget, it creates financial discipline. The fourth rule is having an emergency fund. Life always looks stable until something unexpected happens. Your phone breaks, you lose your job, or a medical expense appears. Suddenly, everything collapses. That's why you should always have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved. This money is not for vacations and it's not for shopping. It's for survival. Some people think their credit card is their safety net, but it's not. Real security is knowing how long you can survive without income. And having an emergency fund gives you something even more valuable: freedom. Freedom to leave a bad job, freedom to try new opportunities, and freedom to make decisions without fear. The fifth rule is the 20/4/10 rule for buying a car. Buying a car today is no longer a simple decision. Prices are high and interest rates are high. A wrong choice can trap you in debt for years. This rule says pay at least 20% down payment, do not take a loan longer than 4 years, and your monthly car payment should not exceed 10% of your income. Because a car should carry you, you should not carry the car. The sixth rule is the 3 times rent rule. Housing is a basic need, but uncontrolled housing expenses can slowly take over your budget. Your rent should not exceed 1/3 of your income. If you earn $90,000 per month, your rent should be around $30,000 or less. Many people slightly exceed this limit because they want a nicer house, but over time, that small difference kills savings, kills investments, and traps you in a cycle where you work just to pay rent. A beautiful house is great, but financial peace is greater. And finally, the last rule, the reverse cash flow test. At the end of the month, many people say, "Where did all my money go?" The truth is simple. Most of us don't actually know which expenses are needs and which ones are just habits. So try this. Write down your regular monthly expenses and then ask yourself one honest question for each of them. If I stopped this expense for 1 month, would my life fall apart? If the answer is no, then it's not a need, it's a luxury habit. And those invisible luxuries are often the reason people can't save or invest. When you see your spending clearly, you don't need to guess where to cut. The answer becomes obvious. In this video, I shared 7 simple financial rules. They are not complicated, they are practical, and if you apply them, their impact grows over time. But remember something important. Financial freedom doesn't start with knowledge, it starts with behavior. And changing behavior takes time and patience. If you found these rules helpful and want more content like this, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And tell me in the comments which of these 7 rules are you missing in your life, or what rule would you add to this list? Because sometimes the answer you've been searching for is hidden in someone else's sentence.